It has now been 24 hours since one of the biggest criminal cases in Kentucky history came to a close. Brooks Houck and Joseph Lawson, both convicted on all charges. Hello, everybody, and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Doug Proffitt.
And I'm Connie Leonard. Today, the show of support is growing from Louisville to Bardstown. And Shay McAllister and photojournalist Jessica Farley returned to Nelson County.
Well, all over Bardstown, there are signs of support for Crystal Rogers' family. There's pink ribbons, pink flowers, the courthouse lit up in pink. But the support does not stop there in Nelson County. Here in Louisville, in the Galt House, they've lit it up pink as well.
The conservatory on the third floor of the Galt House will glow pink tonight in honor of Crystal Rogers.
We did that in support of Shay Ballard and Crystal Rogers to show support for their family.
And the signs of support stretch far and wide across this area, from downtown Louisville to downtown Bardstown, where ribbons decorate every post, windows show messages with signs of support. Right outside of the city, a message in honor of Tommy Ballard. It reads, "His walk continues." Tommy was determined to find his daughter.
We just want to bring Crystal home.
Until he was killed a year after she went missing.
He was getting too close to the body or solving or coming. He was digging too much, if you know what I mean. He was an individual father that was not going to stop. Didn't care what was happening. He was going to find his daughter.
Sheriff Raymond Pineroa believes that his determination cost him his life, but his mission was fulfilled with this week's verdict.
We never gave up. No matter who was digging, no matter who solved it, no matter. It's the closure of these individuals getting convicted and going to prison.
A team effort, he said, that was well worth it. Shay McAllister, WHAS11, on your side.
And Sheriff Pineroa predicts the two unindicted co-conspirators mentioned in the case, Rosemary Houck and Nick Houck, could be next with the prosecution.
You're going to hear him talk about that coming up at 6 o'clock, but also stay with us in just a few minutes here at 5. WHAS 11 News legal analyst Nick Mudd is back with us live at 5:30. He's going to tackle that very question about the Houcks, since those two were talked about so much in the trial. We had some cloud cover today, sort of kept things at a comfortable level. It's just the humidity is still so uncomfortable. It's on its side, Connie.
Yeah, and we had a little rain, but most of it's out of here now, Mallory?
It's really off to our north still.
Okay.
So we do have a few of those isolated downpours, primarily Scott County, Indiana. You all are getting one really line of storms that's kind of rolling over the same area this afternoon and evening. The rest of us in that drier pocket, more of those widespread showers and storms actually off to our east this evening. Zooming in closer, though, you can see the Louisville area. We are dry. Once again, as Doug mentioned, just enjoying the cloud cover, temperatures in the 80s. But off to the north, Salem over to Scottsburg and Madison. Scott County, you all are under a flood advisory just due to the heavy rainfall and slow-moving storms you're seeing this afternoon. Live look at Scottsburg from our U of L Health camera network here. Of course, some darker skies there. Temperatures across Kentuckiana. We're seeing that rain-cooled air in the 70s, but even where we don't have rain this afternoon and evening, temperatures are in the low to mid 80s across the Kentucky side of our counties here. Current dew points, yes, those are staying very high area wide in the low to mid 70s. So we're currently feeling that humidity, and that will be the case throughout, of course, this evening and tonight. Temperatures stay in the 80s through about 10 o'clock, dipping down into the 70s. And then tomorrow should be hotter because the sunshine returns. And we're just tracking a very small pop-up storm chance during the afternoon and evening. We'll take a full look at our 7-day forecast coming up shortly.
Mallory, thank you. More of our other top stories here at 5. Overnight vandalism of a beloved Shawnee basketball court in West Louisville. The court is home to a neighborhood tradition there called the Dirt Bowl that happens every summer.
And today, the community finds apparent donuts were done on that court. Our Clarice Shaley shows how this damage goes deeper than the court surface.
I was disgusted. I was mad.
Very disappointed to see this random act of vandalism.
Emotions pour as word spreads of the vandalism of the Shawnee staple, Dirt Bowl basketball court, and what looks like tire tracks. Donuts made by someone in a car right on the court. It was just painted the first week of June.
I know everybody in Louisville, Kentucky knows somebody that can fix it.
It brings people like Bruce Sweeney out to see the damage of his beloved court.
I see hate. I see a person that doesn't have love for themselves or for these kids.
There is a camera nearby, and Dirt Bowl event officials hope that it captured the vandalism in action. They say the LMPD is already on the case. Cornell Bradley, whose name is on the court and is known as the voice of the summer tournament, scuffs on the court, taking in the damage.
No way that we could play this weekend with this looking like this. Seeing this right here, it hurts.
Dirt Bowl games took a pause last week and were set to restart this Saturday. Bradley doubts it will happen.
This right here is slick, and a person trying to dribble, try to get his footing, it ain't gonna happen.
But co-organizer Rayvon Churchill believes the court is still playable.
They made a statement, but we're going to make a statement too that this doesn't stop anything. Like, we'll be here this Saturday and Sunday, weather permitting.
They have plans to add protection.
We had talked to Parks about putting up a gate first, but they wanted us to hold off until after the games. But saying what we're saying now, we're going to have to do something immediately.
Keeping the tradition alive over 50 years strong in Shawnee. In Shawnee Park, Clarice Shaley, WHAS 11 on your side.
Louisville Metro Park says video surveillance shows the incident happening at about 6:30 to 7 a.m. this morning. The damage done by a black Dodge. Metro Park Ranger Chief James Brown, the new Metro Park Ranger, is handling this investigation.
Well, in the Nulu neighborhood of East Market Street, one hotel is crediting police for keeping disruptive crowds from gathering and drinking outside their doors.
Metro Police Chief Paul Humphrey telling us today they put about 15 extra officers in Nulu in place just in case for the 4th of July weekend. WHAS 11's Isaiah Kim Martinez has video showing this increased presence that's expected to continue.
Nulu businesses say their calls have been answered.
There was an immediate response, which was just wonderful.
Hotel Genevieve General Manager Melody Lavon providing us this video from 4th of July weekend, showing the increased police presence outside their doors to deter what they call street parties causing disruptions.
Friday night, I believe we had 14 officers.
Police Chief Paul Humphrey himself and other command staff were out there Friday night.
And then Saturday night, we had, I think, a little over 20 officers that were down here throughout the evening. So we were really pleased.
Lavon talked to me at the hotel's rooftop bar, the very place she and dozens of Nulu business owners met with Mayor Craig Greenberg last week, demanding action after crowds in the hundreds lined these sidewalks.
You know, the behavior that should be kept inside of a bar or in your backyard just happens to be out on the street, and that's not okay.
Nulu businesses have acknowledged it's important for them to do their part too. In some cases, hiring their own security for some of those overnight hours. Hotel Genevieve is doing just that.
I have added an off-duty officer starting this weekend to help during those peak times where, you know, there could be a street party that might want to turn up, and, you know, to help, you know, keep that from occurring.
But Humphrey makes it clear Louisville's entertainment districts will continue to be a priority in the months to come. Isaiah Kim Martinez, WHAS 11 on your side.
Also new today, the police chief had a message for parents. Know what your kids are doing. It comes after an arrest on Tuesday, just yesterday on South 20th Street, where an anonymous tip led officers to find drugs and guns on a group of kids.
One adult and 3 juveniles were arrested in connection to that case. Here's what the chief had to say.
We need the community's help in dealing with juvenile crime. Ultimately, it is the parents and the community's responsibility to take care of it. You're selling these kids short. You're putting them in a position where their potential, their future is already cut short because of the activities they're involved in. And we want to make sure that they have a safe, healthy childhood where they can grow and be prosperous and be a part of a vibrant community that we're all proud of.
And during that discussion, Chief Humphrey stressed the importance of parental presence in a child's life, especially when it comes to knowing where they are and what activities they are getting into.
Also new here today at 5 o'clock, the Kentucky Legislative Ethics Commission has found probable cause against Democratic State Representative Daniel Grossberg of Louisville. They say they found that he violated the ethics code on 3 different claims made during an almost year-long ethics investigation into Grossberg. Members voted Grossberg made intimidating statements, attempted to gain contributions in exchange for favors, and had inappropriate interactions with certain women in the Kentucky State Capitol. Now, a public hearing will be set up for a future date. The commission has offered Grossberg and his attorneys the opportunity to attempt to file an agreed settlement in this case.
A Henryville mother convicted after a deadly crash that killed her 2 children could be headed back to prison years after that first incident. Last week, Erica Fouch was charged in Du Bois County with driving under the influence of controlled substances. Now, it's a similar charge to what she served time for in a Henryville car versus train crash back in 2017 that killed her 2 children, 5-year-old Adeline and 4-year-old Wyatt. Toxicology reports later found Fouch had meth and THC in her system at the time of that deadly crash. She was currently out on probation after serving only part of that initial 15-year sentence. But in light of this new charge, a petition to revoke her probation has been filed in Clark County, meaning she could go back to serving the remainder of her sentence.